Turkey isn't just a country, it's the bridge between Asia and Europe, a crossroads that has changed history for thousands of years. This is Turkey, whose geography is literally a miracle. Turkey is a bridge between Asia and Europe that connects these two continents. Compared to the Ottoman Empire, today's modern Turkey is confined only to the Anatolian Peninsula, and this area of Anatolia is very special. For thousands of years, different empires have tried to control this area, and the reason is its unique geography. To the north of Turkey is the Bosporus Strait, which connects the Black Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, and because of this very strait, the historic city of Istanbul came into existence. Istanbul was the capital of many powerful empires. First, it was under Greek control, then it passed to the Persians, then to Macedonia, and later it became the capital of the Byzantine Empire. Finally, it became the capital of the Ottoman Empire. Similarly, another geographic miracle of Turkey is the Dardanelles Strait, another narrow passage that connects Anatolia with the Balkans, southern Europe, and the Greek islands. Historically, this entire area has been the power center of great empires, whether Spartans, Persians, Romans, or the Ottoman Empire, and the reason is that Anatolia controls these two maritime choke points. But these two straits are only one aspect of Turkey's geography. There are such amazing facts about Turkey that will leave you astonished. Millions of years ago, the collision between the Eurasian and Anatolian plates created the North Anatolian Fault Line, and this fault line gave rise to such geographic wonders that perhaps exist nowhere else in the world. For example, in Turkey's north lies the Pontic mountain range, which reaches up to 4,000 meters in height, and because of this mountain range, Turkey's most fertile area is in the north. Surprisingly, about 70% of Turkey is hot and dry, especially the entire southern side that touches the Middle East. Most of Turkey's population lives in cities like Istanbul, Izmir, Bursa, Antalya, and Ankara, all in the western side. The reason is that Turkey's western and northern sides are fertile and have cooler weather. This climate and fertility are due to the Black Sea. When its water evaporates and forms clouds, these clouds hit the Pontic Mountains but cannot cross the 4,000-meter high peaks, so the rain falls only on the northern side. Similarly, this mountain range also blocks the hot, dry winds coming from the south, keeping the northern side lush and green. The biggest advantage of Anatolia is that it is surrounded by to seas the Black Sea in the north and the Mediterranean Sea in the west. Because of these seas, for thousands of years, Anatolia has had access to the world's markets. In the 6th century, this area was the economic hub of the Persian Empire because it connected Persia with Egypt and Mesopotamia. So, it forms a kind of triangle, and throughout history, the headquarters of great empires has always been within this triangle. Even when Alexander attacked the Persian Empire, he first captured Anatolia, and within just 8 years of that capture, the Great Persian Empire collapsed. For the Ottoman Empire, Anatolia was equally important because it was a bridge between Asia and Europe. To reach Europe, they absolutely needed control over the Bosporus Strait, and through it, the Ottomans conquered southern Europe. Similarly, Anatolia was the most important region of the Silk Road because all goods from China, Central Asia, and South Asia went to Europe through Anatolia. That's why, in those times, every empire wanted control over Istanbul. Another geographic miracle of Turkey is the Taurus mountain range. These mountains have always provided natural protection to Anatolia. In the 13th century, the Mongols ruled all of Asia, and after capturing Azerbaijan and Iran, they reached the borders of Anatolia. But the mountain range stopped them. The path was so difficult that it took the Mongols 10 years to cover the 570 kilometers from Azerbaijan to Erzurum. In comparison, when the Mongols attacked Europe, it took them only 5 years to cover 6,000 kilometers. This shows how difficult it was to cross this mountain range. That's why, even today, Turkey's eastern side is economically and infrastructurally far behind the western side. Moreover, most of the Kurdish people live in this region. Kurds make up almost 15% of Turkey's total population, and they mainly live in southern and eastern Turkey. But not just in Turkey, there are about 30 to 40 million Kurds spread across northern Syria, northern Iraq, and western Iran. The Kurds are the world's largest nationality without a country of their own. That's why, time and again, Kurds have tried to create their own country in this area, which they call Kurdistan. But Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran have always suppressed these efforts harshly. In response, Kurdish groups formed militant organizations, and in recent years, they have carried out activities in Turkey and Syria to put pressure on governments. So, for Turkey, this eastern side is both a natural protection and a constant headache. Another geographic miracle of Turkey is the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, which originate in these mountains and flow into Syria, Iraq, and Iran. The Ottoman Empire used these rivers to transport goods from Anatolia to other regions. But today, these two rivers are also a source of conflict because Turkey is building dams here, which reduces the water flow to neighboring countries. Being the crossroads of the world is still Turkey's biggest advantage. Having access to the seas makes exports a major contributor to Turkey's GDP. And then Turkey controls both straits, meaning that all trade ships passing through must pay fees to Turkey.
Today, Turkey shares borders with 8 countries: Bulgaria to the northwest, Greece to the west, Georgia to the northeast, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Iran to the east, and Iraq and Syria. Now you understand why this Anatolian region has been so important for thousands of years. On Turkey's borders with Syria and Iraq, there has been constant tension in recent years because of Kurdish rebels, the Syrian civil war, and the rise of ISIS in Iraq, all of which are major concerns for Turkey. Anyway, we'll discuss these geopolitical tensions in another video. This video was about how geography can make a country important or unimportant. If the Anatolian and Eurasian plates hadn't collided, and these straits hadn't formed, perhaps Turkey would never have been so important to the world, and our entire history might have been different. If you're interested in more geography and geopolitics related videos like this, let us know in the comments below. Your comments help us understand your feedback. Here are all the sources we consulted for this video. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video with another interesting topic. Take care.